See, he's not a diva. You said Pittsburgh Airport. See, if he was a diva, he'd be on the PJ trying to avoid people. You know, he's not a diva. All these coaches and stuff.
I need Pittsburgh
These
Airport
anonymous people
to put some more direct LA to Pittsburgh flights in.
Man, what?
I don't think anybody's going from LA to Pittsburgh, Joy.
We're gonna take
I
three.
love you
Me.
and everything, but we ain't really doing that.
We're gonna take 3 stops to get to Pittsburgh.
I don't like having to connect through Chicago. Put
Literally,
another direct flight in.
Hey,
Literally having to take a lot of different flights
Yes,
to get
I
there.
know.
If
I'm
you got a flight
making
that
this
go
request.
from LA to Pittsburgh, that airline gonna lose money.
Hey, Paul.
I mean,
for
it's
real.
no excuse. It really isn't. Who is the better quarterback for the vibes, Paul? Shedeur or Aaron Rodgers?
For the vibes, it's Shedeur. I mean, come on, man. I mean, at this point, if Aaron Rodgers can't make a decision with a team, the only team left that actually could use him more than anybody, and you still haven't made a decision right now, everybody in Pittsburgh is holding their breath. I have to go with Shedeur. You know, you get a fresh start with a fresh quarterback, and then you can say, hey, we finally got our quarterback for the future. Hopefully he can be that, a foundation, which the Pittsburgh Steelers haven't had since Ben Roethlisberger. So I truly believe that this kid is going to be a franchise quarterback. I truly believe he can make a difference in Pittsburgh under Mike Tomlin. You know, he got some veteran wide receivers, some guys that he can throw to. The vibes would be great to have Shedeur there in Pittsburgh.
I think it'd be great vibes if they could have their cake and eat it too. And what I mean by that, Joy, is sign Aaron Rodgers and figure out how to draft Shedeur. And he comes in, slides in, segues in as the number 2 guy, and eventually Aaron Rodgers hands him the keys to the car, and that's, you know, that's what I think. But if they can't have it both ways, then I'm going with the veteran quarterback in terms of Aaron Rodgers, because now you're going to have to either hope and pray that Shedeur fall like a rock, which isn't going to happen, to climb up, or you're going to have to spend so much handsome ransom to go up and get him your future picks and all those sort of things. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to give up 2 1s and a 3 and a player to be named later and all of that to go up and climb all the way up to get in front of the Raiders at 6 to get Shedeur? Are you willing to do that if the Giants were to not draft him at 3?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have to wait and see how the draft ends up playing out, to your point. If he doesn't go to Cleveland and he's not with the Giants, now you're having conversations about moving up. You're trading with the Patriots. You're moving up to Jacksonville. You're figuring out
You're
some
jumping
way.
up. Everybody in front of you got quarterbacks. And everybody in front of you have their franchise quarterback.
Yeah, but you can't risk somebody else jumping up and getting him.
No, of course.
To me, we haven't had a franchise quarterback since Ben. And this expectation that you're going to win in this league without a quarterback is silly, silly nonsense. And year after year, you keep trying to patchwork the situation and have expectations as if you have a franchise quarterback. It doesn't make any sense. Even if you get Aaron Rodgers, he's only a year solution.
But I don't think you have to. See, my philosophy is so different. I don't think you have to have a franchise quarterback. You have to have a capable quarterback.
To do what?
To win it all. To get to the Super Bowl and win it all.
Who's the capable quarterback that's won a Super Bowl in the last 5 years?
You really want me to say?
Yeah.
Tom Brady. I'll just throw that name out there. Tom Brady.
Sir.
Tom Brady was at the end of his career, Joy.
Sir.
You do not
He
throw
was
no
at the-
goal. Don't put
Yeah.
no goal.
Yes, he was just
a capable quarterback.
He was very capable in the Super Bowl
That's crazy.
against the Kansas City
That's
Chiefs
crazy.
to be very efficient.
What
and
are you
put the football in certain positions and not turn the ball
He was
over.
still a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say he was a top 5 QB, though. I love him, too.
He started on his tequila.
No, I did not.
Listen, oh,
Y'all
my
are afraid to say it. That's all it is.
No, I don't believe
I'll
that.
tell you who was capable, though, Peyton Manning. When he won with Denver. That version of Peyton Manning.
Well, that version, that was a bad version.
He was capable. Capable.
That wasn't capable.
They won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, the defense won the Super Bowl.
But he was
Right.
capable.
Okay. I
The first year
I rebuke
when he
this Tom Brady
went and lost to the Seattle, when he threw 50 touchdowns, that was capable, more than capable. But when they won it, he just was there.
I mean, yeah, no one's signing up for that version of Peyton
Manning.
and expecting to.
But I understand.
They had an unbelievable.
I understand your pushback on Brady. I get it. I understand that. But when I say capable, they didn't ask Brady to throw for 400 yards.
Yeah, I understand
what they
that,
asked.
but I don't. what has Aaron Rodgers done? Like, even if you think that Brady was capable, just capable at that point, which I think he was far better than just capable in that Super Bowl, what had he been doing those years up to it? Aaron Rodgers is going to be 42 this season.
Yeah, 42.
Mid-season, 42 mid-season. He tore his Achilles 2 years ago. He was good in 5 games in which they went 2-3 down the stretch.
Okay.
They're not winning a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know that, though, Joy. I ain't going to say that. I'm just not.
I'm going to say it.
Y'all looking at bad Aaron Rodgers at the beginning of the season when it looked all crazy and they couldn't figure it out and coaches getting fired, they losing to Denver in the rain.
Yeah,
I get all of that.
I know we're holding on.
I get that. But this foundation in Pittsburgh is solid.
Yeah, he's doing his best to crack it. The vibes are already weird.
He ain't going to be able to do the things that he's been doing in the past with these other organizations.
He's already doing it.
He's really not. I mean, he's not really doing nothing.
I think it's time to start letting it go. Because we said the same thing. It was the same exact situation for the Jets. They had all the pieces. The defense a year ago was really good. They won 7 or 8 games without him. They won 7 or 8 games a year before without him. And we figured he'd come in there and be the savior, get him to 10, 11 wins. That didn't work out. So why are we feeling like this can happen over here in Pittsburgh?
Because I trust the organization more than I trust the Jets organization.
Okay.
I trust Mike Tomlin more than I did Robert Saleh. Okay, as much as I don't like Arthur Smith's schemes, I trust his capabilities of calling plays over Nathaniel Hackett. I just do.
But if you have an opportunity to get your franchise guy, you go and do that.
Well, I said.
I mean, handsome ransom,
eat it too.
Handsome ransom or not, that's what it's going to cost because Pittsburgh's never bad enough to be in a position.
So
to
you
get
want
into
to punt
that
on?
space.
You just want to punt on this year, then? You want to punt on this year? You want to put expectations on Shedeur like Jaden Daniels and like C.J. Stroud?
No,
because he's walking into a situation.
Why does Rodgers have to do that?
Because he's a veteran, and you just feel better, Joy, with somebody who's been there and done it, regardless if it looks bad over the last 2 years or whatever it's been. I'm just saying. Dude did win an MVP 3 years ago, or 3 seasons ago. Come on now, Joy. Come on now.
That was a long time ago.
That was a lifetime. We were different people then.
We were different people.
Yes. I was young.
Keith. 3 years ago, yep. 3 years ago.
No, I'm just saying.
3 years ago,
I'm trying to.
You were doing 3 years ago.
No, I was doing something
Not
good.
that.
No, but Paul, what I'm trying to say is, I'm really trying to get in the minds and the heads of what Tomlin and how Rooney and the company are thinking. How they're thinking, like, oh, we can do this with him because we got Metcalf, we got Pickens, we got a defense. We could do some good things with him at the quarterback position because we're not going to ask him to do everything that the Jets asked him to do.
That's fair, but you still need to get your future because even if Aaron Rodgers pulls off a miracle, and it would be a miracle.
But would you want to put him?
You still need your franchise guy.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
even
but
that dynamic.
But Shedeur
even
ain't
that dynamic.
But at the end of the day, Shedeur ain't going for it anyway. He ain't. So the disrespect and not, he gonna learn on his own. He doesn't need.
But I want somebody that can kind of help a veteran quarterback and help my young fella.
You would think that the coaching staff in Pittsburgh and Mike Tomlin would have that conversation with him before they sign him. And if he reneges with Aaron Rodgers, and if he reneges on helping, then I'm sure Shedeur won't. First of all, Shedeur probably ain't even expecting him to help him. Anyway, you see what I'm saying? He probably already know, man, this dude is kind of weird. He going into it that way. I mean, I'm trying to give you some hope, Joy.
God is real because the way that we keep giving these, we believe. We believe. Aaron's gonna just change. He's just a mentor now.
If you allow people to get away with something, they're going to keep trying to do it. I don't believe Pittsburgh will allow him to do that.
He's messing it up right now. He hasn't signed right now, and the vibes are
As
weird.
I keep telling you,
he hasn't signed right now.
They're only weird
He's not even in the building.
They're only weird because
we
keep
permeating
making them weird.
energy of not being there. We're talking about Justin Fields and working and
that's
guys
us, though.
Because it matters.
Not if the coaches and the people in the building.
He's out here kicking it in Malibu.
But
aligning chakras. Like, get
people
to
in the
Pittsburgh,
building know-
have some milk and a permani sandwich and get to work.
But Joy, if the coaches are in communication with him and the front office is in communication with them and they understand what's going on, why do we care?
Because is he going to, like, mentally send energy connections
He
to DK
doesn't
Metcalf?
have to be at camp until after the draft.
You know what? You're right. It's worked out swimmingly for him for the past couple years, so I think he should just keep doing exactly what he's doing. But sticking in the AFC North, the Browns signed quarterback Joe Flacco, who helped lead them to the playoffs 2 seasons ago. Flacco will join Kenny Pickett and Deshaun Watson as the quarterbacks on the Cleveland roster. The Browns have the 2nd pick, but were reportedly not interested in a quarterback.
Wow.
What does this mean for the Browns quarterback situation, Key?
Well, they signed Flacco, and you got Kenny Pickett, and Flacco helped you 2 years ago get to the playoffs and win a game. Do I think that this means that they're not going to go after Kirk Cousins? No, I don't. Does this mean that they may draft a quarterback like a Shedeur or somebody out of nowhere? Could possibly be the case. But I think when you look at it, it's just another veteran presence because Kenny Pickett is still young. Flacco's there. And if you decide you're going to bring in one of them quarterbacks that you like, this is a perfect situation because you could still always cut Flacco because they've done that before. You can always cut him. Thank you, no thank you. They need arms in training camp. They need them in mini camp.
Yeah.
They got to have bodies. You could always cut him.
Yeah, it's looking like an insurance policy. I mean, because just in case they want to take a quarterback at that slot.
Yep.
Other than that, they could be punting on this season.
No, they ain't punting.
Well, the thing is, like, Joe Flacco he's no longer a starting quarterback, right? Are they planning on moving forward with Kenny Pickett? I don't know. Does this set up like, hey, do I need another veteran here in case we draft at this slide in case we do decide to get Shedeur?
Or it could be pump faking Atlanta out too to make Atlanta think that their asking price is too high for Kirk Cousins and we just gonna roll with Flacco and y'all can keep him.
Right.
Yeah.
It could be a pump fake.
The asking price for Kirk Cousins is too high.
What are they asking?
I don't know, but whatever it is.
Whatever is too high.
Anything is too high.
It's too high.
She also means
He's 36. He's going to be 37 by week 1. Why am I being mean?
because you got to get something for him.
No, I mean, of course, they're going to get something for him.
But you said anything is too high.
Anything that is too high is too high. And we got to think about it. You looking at that purchase and you're like, I don't know. We might have to cut back a couple nights at Novikov. Might have to cut back if we get this. It's probably too high.
I don't know what the thinking is going on in Cleveland, but they're going to find a way to screw something up. You just got to have that feeling. I mean, because it seems like every year they do.
Kirk was
They screwed up the Deshaun situation for sure. They did. They screwed it up.
We do not have enough time on air here at Fox Sports.
No, the reason I said that is because Paul said every year it looks like
the
they
Cleveland
screwed
Browns
something
have
up.
messed up.
Like, yeah, they kinda
Just over
messed
the
up.
last 5 years. We won't get into the last 2 decades. I think this is just an insurance policy. I'm with you. If they end up getting Shedeur at 2, they have a veteran there. Kenny Pickett's not going to mentor Shedeur, so you want to have someone like that.
Yeah,
exactly. So there's someone there with a lot of experience and an extra body in camp. Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.